Welcome to another episode of Tiny Talks Big Ideas podcast. Are you maybe in your 30s right now, feeling that unique mix of career growth, new responsibilities, and maybe just that subtle whisper about building something, truly substantial financially?
hmm
If that sounds like you, you're standing in what our sources are calling the golden decade. It's a time of really immense opportunity, but also some pretty critical financial choices.
Yeah.
So today we're taking a deep dive into saving, investing, and building wealth specifically for individuals navigating this pivotal phase. Our mission,
Yeah.
really just to cut through all the noise out there, give you clear, actionable steps you can start taking like today.
Absolutely. And we really emphasize pivotal because your 30s truly are often called the defining decade, not just for your career or personal life, but definitely for laying down that solid financial foundation.
Right.
We're going to uncover exactly why the decisions you make right now will echo for decades to come. It's about, harnessing your increased earning power and tapping into the magic of compound interest.
Even with all the other stuff going on.
Yeah, even as you balance growing responsibilities like mortgages or maybe dependents. The goal truly is to set you up for long-term wealth, not getting stuck in that stressful paycheck-to-paycheck cycle.
Okay, so if the 30s truly are this golden decade, what exactly gives us such a unique advantage then? What makes it like a financial superpower?
Well, what's fascinating here is that the 30s really are a kind of sweet spot. By now, you're likely earning more than you did in your 20s,
Hopefully, yeah.
which immediately gives you more capital to work with. And crucially, you still have ample time, really ample time for compound interest to work its magic. We're talking 30 to 35 years until, typical retirement age.
That's a long runway.
It's an incredibly powerful runway. And importantly, you're old enough now to make smart, informed financial decisions, yet you're still young enough to recover from any missteps or, market fluctuations that might happen along the way.
Okay, imagine Sarah and Mike, both 30, similar incomes. Sarah starts investing $500 a month right away at age 30.
Okay.
Mike waits. He waits until he's 40 to start investing that same $500 a month. By the time they both reach 65, assuming, let's say, a consistent 7% annual return, Sarah has a staggering $1.37 million.
Wow.
Mike, who waited just 10 years, he has only $610,000.
That's less than half.
Less than half. That 10-year head start gave Sarah an extra $760,000.
Incredible, just from starting earlier.
So what does this all mean for you listening? It means the choices you make, like starting right now, they have this astonishing ripple effect on your future wealth and your freedom. But as with any huge opportunity, there are traps, right?
Oh, definitely.
Before we jump into solutions, let's talk about the wealth killers that can just silently derail our financial progress. What are these common mistakes our sources highlight?
You're right. There are definitely common pitfalls. And we see sort of 5 major money mistakes people in their 30s often fall into. First one, lifestyle inflation run wild. Ah, the sneaky one.
Totally. This is when your income increases, you get that promotion, maybe a bonus, but instead of saving that extra cash, your spending it expands to meet it.
Right. New car, bigger place.
Exactly. A new car, fancier apartment, maybe eating out more. It basically prevents you from actually building wealth. It makes your higher income kind of meaningless for your financial future.
Okay, what's next?
Second is ignoring high interest debt. Think credit cards. Carrying that kind of debt, maybe at 18% interest, while you're trying to invest and hoping for, say, 7% returns, well, you're actually moving backwards financially.
Yeah, the math just doesn't work.
It doesn't. That high interest is like trying to run uphill with an anchor tied to you. Debt repayment, especially for high interest debt, it really needs to be a serious priority.
Got it. Number 3.
Third, having no emergency fund. Life happens, right?
Job changes, unexpected medical stuff, home repairs. Without having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved up, these events force you to raid your investments or, even worse, go into more debt. It's just a critical safety net.
Makes sense.
Fourth, there's analysis paralysis with investing. We see this a lot. Many people spend years researching the best investments or waiting for the perfect moment to jump in.
And they never start.
And they never actually begin. The most effective investment strategy is truly the one you actually start. Action beats inaction every single time here.
Okay, and the last one.
And finally, ignoring tax-advantaged accounts. This is a massive one. Failing to max out your employer 401k match. That is literally like leaving free money on the table.
A guaranteed return.
It's a guaranteed, instant, 100% return on your investment that so many people just miss. It's really a foundational piece of any solid financial plan.
Okay, that list, it can certainly feel a bit daunting when you lay it out like that.
It can, yeah.
But here's the good news. Every single one of these mistakes is fixable. And we're going to show you exactly how to fix them, starting right now with a clear blueprint. So let's delve into that blueprint. Where do we actually begin?
We begin with the foundation. And look, it's not always the most glamorous step, but it's absolutely essential. Master budgeting, tell your money where to go.
Right, the B word.
Yeah, the B word. But it's crucial to truly understand where your money is flowing. A great starting point is the 50-30-20 rule. Heard of that?
Yeah, 50 needs, 30 wants, 20 savings.
Exactly. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and that crucial 20% dedicated to savings or debt repayment. But budgeting isn't just about tracking past spending. It's really about pre-allocating future freedom.
I like that framing.
Yeah, every dollar you assign a job today is a dollar working for your long-term goals, not just disappearing on immediate consumption.
And a particularly clever trick to prevent that pesky lifestyle inflation when you get a raise. What's that strategy?
Oh, yeah. This one's great. It's simple, but incredibly effective. Every single time you get a raise, immediately put at least half of that increase directly into savings.
Before you even see it hit your checking account.
Before you even see it, before you get used to it. You'll likely never miss money you never really felt you had. And for a real eye-opener for you listening right now, we advise tracking every single expense for the next 30 days.
Every coffee, every subscription.
Everything. Use an app like YNA that stands for You Need a Budget, or Mint, or even just a simple Excel spreadsheet. You might be surprised, maybe even shocked by what you find.
Okay, so once we have that handle on our cash flow, what's the next critical step before we even think about investing?
Right. Once your money has a job, the next non-negotiable step is to build your financial foundation before investing. This means, number one, a robust emergency fund.
The safety net.
Exactly. You need 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses tucked away, and put it in a high-yield savings account so it's working a little bit for you, but still safe and accessible.
And this isn't just money, right?
No, it's not just money. It's peace of mind. Seriously. It protects your plans when life inevitably throws those curveballs, a job change, an unexpected medical bill, urgent home repairs. Without it, you're forced to raid your long-term investments or go into more debt.
Okay, you've highlighted the importance of that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. But for someone maybe just starting out or, someone with a lot of debt, that can feel like climbing Mount Everest.
That's a really great point. It can feel overwhelming.
So what's a realistic first step? How do you start building that buffer?
Yeah, don't let that 6-month goal paralyze you. A realistic first step is simply to save $1,000 as quickly as possible.
Okay, just get that first 1,000?
Get that first 1,000. That initial buffer can cover many small emergencies, and importantly, it builds confidence. Then you incrementally increase it while also tackling the next crucial steps. Attack high-interest debt.
Back to the debt.
Back to the debt. Any debt above, say, 6 or 7% interest, especially those credit cards, that should probably be your priority over investing for now. You're getting a guaranteed return by avoiding that high interest.
Wait.
You can use the snowball method, pay off the smallest debts first for those quick motivational wins. Or the avalanche method, target the highest interest rates first to save the most money mathematically.
It's just better.
Honestly, the best one is the one you'll stick with. So for you right now, maybe take a moment later today. List all your debts, their interest rates, and just create a plan. Decide which method feels right for you. And lastly, for this foundation piece, do an insurance checkup.
Often overlooked.
So often. Health insurance is absolutely non-negotiable. Life insurance is critical if you have dependents relying on your income. And disability insurance protects your most valuable asset, your ability to earn an income. Just review your current coverage. It's a vital part of your financial armor.
Okay, foundation built. Budgeting, emergency fund, high-interest debt tackled, insurance checked. Now what? How do we shift gears and make our money truly work for us?
Yeah.
Where does investing begin for someone in their 30s?
Right, now we get to the exciting part. Your 30s are an absolute investment sweet spot. Why? Because of that long time horizon we talked about, potentially 30, 35 years, which is perfect for compounding and riding out any market ups and downs.
And you likely have more money to invest than in your 20s.
Exactly. Your income is probably higher, giving you more capital. So when it comes to investing, the first focus should be maximizing free money and tax advantages.
Okay, like the 401k match.
Precisely. Your employer retirement plans, like 401ks or 403bs, are paramount. Contribute at least enough to get the full employer match. It's a guaranteed return. It's effectively free money.
You mentioned 98% of companies offer this.
Yeah, a recent survey found 98% of companies with 401ks offer matches. Often it's 100% of your contribution up to a certain limit, maybe 3% or 6% of your salary. Don't leave that on the table.
Okay, what else besides a 401k?
Also, seriously consider Roth IRAs. With a Roth, you contribute after-tax money, but then it grows completely tax-free, and your withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. That's huge. For 2025, the contribution limit is $7,000.
Great for tax diversification later on.
Absolutely. If you're self-employed, look into SEP IRAs. They have much higher contribution limits, potentially up to $70,000 in 2025, or simple IRAs for small businesses. And if you have access to a health savings account, an HSA, through a high-deductible health plan, max it out if you can. HSAs offer this incredible triple tax advantage. Your contributions are tax-deductible, the money grows tax-free, and withdrawals are tax-free for qualified medical expenses.
Triple tax-free.
Wow. Yep. And after age 65, you can actually use it for anything, just like a traditional retirement account, penalty-free. It's an amazing vehicle if you can get one.
So for the actual investment strategies, what's the core advice? Keep it simple. Time in the market.
Yeah, you're referring to that classic wisdom, time in the market beats timing the market. It's absolutely fundamental. Don't try to be a genius stock picker or predict the market's next move.
So what should we do?
Keep it simple. Low-cost, diversified index funds and exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, things that track a broad market like the S&P 500, are excellent choices for long-term returns and simplicity.
Less stress, too.
Way less stress. If you prefer a completely hands-off approach, robo-advisors use algorithms to build and manage a diversified portfolio for you, usually for pretty low fees. Target date funds are also a great set-it-and-forget-it option specifically designed for retirement.
Automatically adjusts over time.
Exactly. They become more conservative as you approach your target retirement date. And always remember dollar cost averaging.
Investing the same amount regularly?
Yes. Invest the same dollar amount every month or every paycheck, regardless of whether the market is up or down. This averages out your purchase price over time, smooths out the volatility, and crucially, it removes emotion from the equation.
Yeah.
Let's maybe put this in a real-life scenario. Imagine you're, say, 32. You just got a raise. You're balancing paying off some student loans versus investing more. What do?
Good question.
The general rule of thumb is this. If your loan interest is high, let's say above 6% or 7%, prioritize paying off that debt aggressively. You're essentially getting a guaranteed risk-free return equal to that interest rate.
Makes sense.
But if your loan interest is low, say 3 or 4%, then investing might yield higher returns over the long run, especially if you're taking advantage of that employer 401k match we talked about.
Right, the free money.
The free money. For example, if you earn $60,000 and your employer matches 3% on your 401k, contributing just $1,800 gets you another $1,800 completely free. That's 100% immediate return. Hard to beat that, even with low-interest debt.
Okay, so we've covered the budgeting, the foundation, the investing basics. Beyond these tactical steps, what's fascinating is this critical mindset shift that seems to set wealth builders apart. It sounds like a lot of this financial journey is as much about mastering ourselves as it is about mastering our money.
It absolutely is. It really boils down to adopting a few core beliefs, a different way of thinking about money. First, internalize the idea of pay yourself first.
Before bills, before rent.
Before anything else if possible. Make saving and investing automatic, the first thing that happens when you get paid. Future, you will definitely thank you for that discipline.
Okay. What else?
Second, embrace that wealth is built in the boring moments. It's not usually about thrilling stock picks or perfectly timing the market. It's about the quiet, consistent act of showing up, saving and investing month after month, year after year, even when nothing exciting seems to be happening. Patience and consistency are key.
The unsexy stuff.
The totally unsexy but effective stuff. Third, really understand the difference. Know the difference between rich and wealthy. Being rich might just mean a high income, which can disappear quickly. Being wealthy means having assets, security, freedom, options. The two are not always the same.
Important distinction.
Very. It also means you have to constantly avoid lifestyle inflation. Just because your income goes up doesn't mean your spending needs to increase proportionally. Keep that gap growing. And finally, learn to focus on net worth, not just your income.
Assets minus liabilities.
Exactly. What you own minus what you owe. That's the truest measure of your financial health and progress over time. Track it.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, how do we actively maybe expand our opportunities and accelerate these financial goals beyond just our primary job?
That's a great point. You really don't want to rely solely on one job or income stream if you can help it. Our sources strongly suggest actively diversifying your income and building assets.
Like side hustles.
Yeah, think about ideas like freelancing or consulting, using skills you already have. Maybe exploring rental income down the line, creating digital products or content if that's your thing, or even investing specifically in dividend-paying stocks for passive income. The key mental shift here is to think in terms of assets that pay you versus liabilities that drain you. Constantly ask yourself, is this purchase building an asset or creating a liability?
That's a good filter.
It is.
Yeah.
So for you listening, maybe a great action step right now is to just make a list. Think of 3 skills, pieces of knowledge, or maybe resources you have that you could potentially monetize in the next 6 months. Just brainstorm.
And tied to that is continuous learning, right?
Absolutely. Continuous learning and skill development is vital. Your ability to earn income is arguably your biggest asset. So investing in yourself through courses, workshops, reading financial blogs, listening to podcasts like this one will empower you to make smarter financial decisions and potentially increase that earning power.
Okay, so for those listeners who've maybe already mastered the basics, they're budgeting, they have the emergency fund, they're investing consistently, what are some of those next level considerations?
Yeah, absolutely. Once you've nailed these foundational steps, and maybe you're a high earner or just really ambitious, there are ways to potentially supercharge your growth even further. One is called the Mega Backdoor Roth.
Sounds intense.
It's a bit complex and depends on your specific 401k plan allowing it, but it can let high earners contribute a significant amount way above the normal limits, potentially up to $69,000 annually in total into retirement accounts via after-tax 401k contributions and then converting them to Roth.
Wow, okay. Yeah, definitely advanced.
Definitely advanced, something to research if you're maxing everything else out. Then there's real estate investment. Your 30s can actually be a great time to consider buying your first rental property.
Or that house hacking thing.
Or house hacking, exactly. That's a powerful strategy where you buy a multi-unit property, like a duplex or triplex, live in one unit yourself, and rent out the others. The rental income can help offset or maybe even cover your own mortgage payments.
Builds equity while someone else helps pay the mortgage.
Precisely. Then there's simply using side hustle investing, taking any extra income you make from your part-time gigs or freelance work and directly using it to supercharge your regular investment contributions, pouring fuel on the fire.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, something more possible now with remote work: geographic arbitrage. This means leveraging a remote job to live in a lower cost of living area while potentially still earning a higher city salary. That difference can significantly boost your savings rate.
Interesting options there for sure. But this all raises an important question. How often should we be actually looking at this plan? Is it set it and forget it, or...
Definitely not set it and forget it completely. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your plan. Think at least once a year. Or definitely after any major life event like getting a new job, getting married, having a child, buying a house. Take the time to check in because life changes, right? And your financial goals will naturally evolve too. Your plan should be a living, breathing document, not something carved in stone.
Right, needs to adapt with you.
Yeah.
Okay, knowledge without action is, well, kind of worthless.
Exactly.
So let's give you, our listener, a clear, actionable to-do list to get you started today. We'll combine some quick-fire goals and a 30-day challenge.
Okay, sounds good. First, here are some quick-fire financial to-dos before you turn 40. Think of these as like wealth milestones to aim for during this decade.
Let's hear them.
Okay. Aim to have that 6 months of essential expenses saved in your emergency fund. Be investing at least 15% of your gross income towards retirement and other goals.
15% minimum.
Minimum, yeah. Have zero high-interest debt, or at least have it manageable and on a clear payoff plan. Possess that basic, crucial insurance coverage, life, health, and disability. Try to have developed a side hustle or some form of passive income stream, even a small one. And crucially, know your net worth and make a habit of tracking it at least yearly.
Good checklist. And for a more immediate impact, here's your 30-day action challenge.
Mm,
We really encourage you, pick one of these items to start today and then maybe work through the rest over the next month. Don't try to do it all at once.
good advice.
Okay, week 1 is foundation week. First, calculate your current net worth. It's empowering to know your starting point. Then, set up automatic transfers into your emergency fund account.
Make it automatic.
Make it automatic. List out all your debts, interest rates, balances, and create that payoff plan we talked about. And finally, pull out your insurance policies and just review your coverage. Do you have enough? Too much?
Good first week. Okay, week 2 is optimization week. Go into your 401k account online and increase your contribution to at least get the full employer match. Do it now. Free money.
Free money. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't already have one for that emergency fund. Research and open an IRA, either Roth or traditional, depending on your situation, and set up automatic investments into those retirement accounts.
Automate everything. Okay, week 3 is investment week. Choose your simple investment strategy. Maybe it's a target date fund, maybe a basic 3-fund portfolio of index funds. Keep it simple.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Set up those automatic monthly investments we just mentioned. If you happen to have some extra cash sitting around from, say, your emergency fund being full, make your first investment contribution. And maybe take a look at your tax withholdings on your paycheck. Are they optimized?
Smart. Okay, finally, week 4 is advanced planning week. Start researching potential side hustles or ways to negotiate a raise to increase your income. Look into those HSA options health savings accounts if they're available to you through your health insurance.
That triple tax advantage. Consider if real estate investment makes sense for your long-term goals and current situation. And importantly, set up a system, maybe a calendar reminder, to review and adjust your overall financial plan quarterly, or at least semi-annually.
Wow, okay, that's a solid month of action. Look, building a secure financial future in your 30s, it is absolutely achievable. It's really not about luck or being some kind of financial genius. It's about making intentional choices, having discipline, and being consistent. Don't be intimidated by all this. Just get started.
Yeah,
Because every small step you take today is actually a significant leap towards your long-term goals.
that's so true. The profound truth here, based on everything we've seen, is that the difference between those who successfully build wealth and those who don't. It isn't usually intelligence or luck or even income level, surprisingly. It's simply taking action consistently. Your wealthy future self. They're counting on the decisions you make today.
So what does this all mean for you? As we wrap up, we really encourage you to take a moment and reflect. What does financial security and growth truly mean to you personally?
Yeah, what's your why?
What's your why? Is it the freedom to travel the world? Is it the ability to support your family without constant money stress? Maybe it's the opportunity to leave a job you don't love and pursue a passion project? Connecting your financial efforts to these deeper whys that will provide incredibly powerful motivation to stay the course when things get tough.
Absolutely.
So we invite you, maybe pause this deep dive right after we finish, and pick just one thing from today's discussion that you can implement right now, or maybe schedule time for this week. What's your very next financial goal, or which strategy will you put into action first? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into building financial wealth in your 30s.